Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Tomcat Stitchery. I am Whitney, and happy Friday. I am here to talk a little bit more about Love Notions. So we don't have a Feature Friday pattern today because we are currently in the midst of the October, one of their 3 yearly sales, Love Notions sales, and everything in the store, including classes, everything, except for the Largos, the newest pattern. They are not included in the sale, but everything else is 40% off. And you can use my code Whitney10 for an additional 10% off that sale price. So it's a great time to be grabbing. Today is the last day of the sale, today on Friday. So you want to make sure and get the rest of the items on your wish list grabbed up real quick before that sale ends this evening. Today we're going to be talking about 5 fashion trends and how we can translate that into with Love Notions patterns. I actually have a couple of bonuses on here as well, so we're going with 5 because that was a nice round number, but I do have one extra, and then one of the 5 is kind of a combo pattern situation. But I've been doing a lot of research online about fall trends as we're getting into the fall. I like to sew myself, look at the trends, make a decision on which ones I want to maybe explore, the ones I want to ignore, all that kind of thing. But yeah, there's 5 things that I've been seeing a lot when I've been doing some of my research, and I've paired them with the Love Notions patterns so you could recreate your own. So let's get into my list. I have a ton of Pinterest pictures that I pulled for inspiration. All of those are linked back to their original their origin on my Pinterest board, and I have that linked in the description box. So if you're curious on where these came from, you can go and click on those and go back to their post of origin for all of that information. So just a lot of different influencers on here that I've pulled to kind of showcase what the trend kind of looks like. So number 1, I've got notes here on my phone, so I don't forget anything. Okay, so the first trend that I've been seeing a ton this fall are midi jean skirts. They are everywhere, folks. In fact, you see a lot that look like they've been a pair of jeans taken into a midi jean skirt, and Jenny and I might be doing some playing around with that a little bit. We can mix our thrifting in with some sewing and some upcycling, so stay tuned for that. But if you do want to make one just from scratch, I have picked the glissando skirt. So the glissando is, number 1, a fabulous pattern, but it has a lot of different variations. You've got pants, you've got shorts, you've got the skirt. I mean, there's a ton of different options with this pattern. I've even done a hack where you can put elastic in the back. So you omit the back darts and put elastic in the back just to make them a little more fluctuating waist friendly. It's kind of my favorite way to sew up the glissando. And I also have a tutorial on Love Notions site on how to it's a button fly, but how to convert that into a zipper fly instead. So if that's your preference, I show you how to do that on Love Notions blog or their YouTube channel. So a lot of options with this, but what I would do is just extend the skirt to midi. The skirt ends above the knee, but I would just extend it to midi, and I would, there's a center seam that goes down from the fly. I would stop about, right above the knee, and then make that just a split. So I would finish off the rest of that seam that goes down, to your mid-calf or whatever, and finish those separately and just leave that open as a slit there in the front, because that seems to be what I'm seeing most, is like a front slit right there in the middle of the skirt. But yeah, you could do dark denim, you could thrift some denim, you could play around with some, different jeans. I mean, you could just take a pair of jeans and turn them into the skirt as well. But there's a ton of different options and ways to get to the denim, because I've seen them in a lot of different washes, the lighter washes, some of the darker washes. They're just kind of all over the place as far as the color of denim. But I mean, I've seen these. If there's one thing I feel like you add to your wardrobe this fall to be like on trend, it would be a midi denim skirt. They're just everywhere. And yeah, the glissando would be a really excellent, number 1, it's great bang for your buck, but also an excellent way to translate that trend. Okay, number 2, quilted jackets. Now, I have a couple of different categories for this. So the first one is like your patchwork quilt jacket. I've seen those everywhere, where you could take a thrifted quilt or quilt it yourself. They're very simple lines. They're nice, bright, and colorful, like a fun little pop for your wardrobe. I've been seeing those in stores all over the place. It seems to be very popular, and a lot of people that making their own. But I've chosen the Love Notions Coda quilted jacket for for this for obvious reasons. It is a quilted jacket, and there are instructions on how to create your own quilt block for the whole back of the jacket if you so choose. So there's a lot of ways that you could either use a thrifted quilt or something that you've got to turn it into this jacket, or quilt something yourself, which is what actually I did when I made mine, but you could quilt it yourself and get kind of the same look. On this note, though, another thing that I've been seeing a lot this fall is kind of that quilted ladies jacket, so like the Chanel style-ish. You don't have to go quite to the lengths of doing like a couture Chanel style jacket. In fact, Karina from Lifting Pins and Needles did a beautiful job of turning the coda into kind of a tweed jacket that same way. And I think that if you were to crop the coda a little bit, that to hit like high hip, that you would be just bang on for those tweed jackets that you're kind of seeing everywhere right now. I'm seeing them both in tweeds and also in knits, but yeah, it's that very much that quilted cardigan jacket, Chanel style jacket that I'm kind of seeing all over the place, and people are dressing it up and dressing it down, and it's a really fun trend to try. But you could get all of those looks with the Coda quilted jacket. It's a really fun pattern and definitely on trend for right now. Okay, this next one is kind of a little bit of a cheat probably, but I've been seeing, because I feel like the pants are getting wider right now and a little bit more relaxed, your blazers you're seeing are a little bit more relaxed right now. There's a lot of layers that are very relaxed, that it's made your base layers, like your t-shirts and that sort of thing, they're getting more fitted and cropped in you're seeing crop stuff everywhere. I'm not necessarily saying that we need to all be in crop tops. My daughter loves a good crop top, but I do think shorter shirts. So a crop top could be something that extends past the waist. If you're wearing your pants at your natural waist, that extends down past the waist a little bit so you don't have midriff showing, but still have kind of that cropped effect. But definitely fitted tops are in. And I think it's really interesting when you put in a beautiful neckline. So I think that looks nice layered under things, and then your fitted tops with that beautiful, more sculptural neckline. I've been seeing that pop up a lot as well. So I have chosen for this one the Lynx, which has a square neckline option or a sweetheart neckline option. And I've seen a lot of the sweetheart that I'm going to be showing you here. But while you could make the Lynx just with its regular sleeve, where it was easily fit under blazers and cardigans and that sort of thing, I've been seeing a lot with a little bit more voluminous sleeves, so a little bit more standalone, worn as is. So my recommendation would be to put the Arlington sweater sleeves onto the Lynx. Now this would work because, and I would pick the Arlington sleeves, you wouldn't necessarily want to pick the straight sleeves because the Lynx has straight sleeves. There's no sense in doing that. But the bishop sleeve or even the little short puff sleeve that come with the Arlington would be beautiful on this top. And the reason it would work is because those both get gathered into the sleeve caps get gathered to fit into the arm's eye. So you don't need an exact match of the arm's eyes in order for those sleeves to fit in. So you could put the bishop sleeves of the Arlington onto the Lynx, or you could put that little short puff sleeve onto the Lynx and get really these tops that I'm showing you here, where it's a fitted top with a little bit more voluminous sleeve. Those are harder to wear under things, but they are really cute as standalone. And again, with the high-waisted trousers you're seeing and the high-waisted jeans and just a little bit more volume, I think those fitted shirts go really, really well with that. Okay, next up, our denim is going a little bit more classic and a little bit more darker wash. Now, I am seeing 3 different kind of leg styles. Mostly. If you're still into your skinny jeans, by all means, wear your skinny jeans. I'm not going to get into that debate because that's fine. Yes, wear what you love on your body. Absolutely. But I've gone with the legato jeans on this. Now they're a straight leg jean, and that is something that I have been seeing, kind of that stovepipe or straight leg style leg is very popular right now. That very classic, and you're seeing a little bit more or mid to dark rise or mid to dark wash denims, which makes it really easy for us seamstresses because the dark wash denim is really easy to source. But I would do a couple of things. Wide leg is very in, which is very easy to do to a pair of pants. You are just adding width equally to the side seam and the inseam at the hem, and then drawing it back up to your natural point. Now, if you want a wide leg pant, I would take that line all the way up to pretty much your crotch curve. Not quite, maybe like mid thigh. I would take it up to mid thigh on the inseam, and then take it up to about mid hip on the side seam. So you get a nice wider leg. If you're wanting to do something more like a flare or a boot cut, or you just want a little bit, more there at the bottom, I would do the same thing at the hem, but just take it up to the knee notch on both the inseam and the outseam. That'll give you more of that flared look or boot cut kind of look that's also really in right now. So those are the 3 jean styles that I've been seeing all over the place. I love the legatos because they have a full belly front. I find them very easy to fit. It's kind of a choose your own adventure pattern. They've got for a flat butt, for a curvy butt, a straight waistband versus a curvy waistband, and then they've got a petite, regular, and tall file as well. So to help with the rise. So it doesn't just shorten things in the leg, it shortens things a little bit in the rise or lengthens depending on what you're making. So they're really an easier to fit pair of jeans. I have a pair, and I'm thinking about making myself another pair this winter possibly. So yes, this would be a fantastic pattern to grab if you're wanting to make a pair of classic dark wash jeans for your wardrobe as well. Okay, next up, shirt dresses. I know that this is a little like our shirt dresses ever out, but we're going to be talking about this more a little bit later in the month, but the quiet luxury trend. Quiet luxury, it's like dressing like old money, basically. Dressing, we'll get more into it a little bit later in the month, but a lot of classic minimalist classic pieces are showing up in fall trends right now in really beautiful fabrics, and shirt dresses are one of those. It was in the fall capsule. I mean, they're just everywhere. The shirt dresses are just very popular right now, and you're seeing them midi length, you're seeing them above the knee, you're seeing a whole bunch of different length variations in the shirt dress, but definitely things that button up the front, have a collar, are really having a moment right now. So I have picked the Aria button-down shirt pattern. There is a dress view that's there. Also been seeing things belted, which you could easily do with that dress pattern. I have taken the Aria and actually added a tier to the bottom to make it more midi length and a little different. Any of those would kind of work, but shirt dresses are definitely in. Making it in something a little bit, a little nicer fabric, and maybe solids. You're seeing a lot of like solid colors with those kind of more classic pieces right now. So find a neutral that you love, make yourself up a beautiful shirt dress, and you're going to be right on trend with everyone else. So there you have that. And then for my bonus, I had to put this in there because we've seen these all over the place. Even though the Largo cargos are not on sale, I did want to highlight cargo pants because cargo pants are definitely trending right now. They are kind of everywhere, and I love the fit of the Largo cargos as well. Very impressed with how those sewed up. I was one of the testers for those. I made mine in a cotton velveteen, but you can make them in all sorts of cotton twills and that sort of thing. But they are a fabulous pattern, and I wanted to put them on there because cargo pants are trending so much right now. All sorts of different styles, baggier, a little bit tighter, real oversized pockets on the cargos versus some that are a little more streamlined, which is my preference. I don't want anything super baggy. I'm just not, I like wearing the trend, but in my own parameters, I don't need to go all the way into the trend like what they're wearing on the runway necessarily, kind of pare it back a little bit for my own comfort levels. But yes, cargo pants are kind of everywhere. So if you're looking for another thing to kind of add to your wardrobe, cargo pants are one that probably aren't in your wardrobe because they've been gone for quite a bit, but they are back now. So if that's something that you want to try and play around with and add to your wardrobe, I do highly recommend getting the Largo cargos. Now, my code, the Largo cargos are not included in the 40% off sale, but my code, the Whitney 10, does still get you 10% off that pattern. So even though it doesn't get you the 40 plus the 10, you could still get the 10% off of that pattern with the code. But I just really needed to add that on there. So that was my bonus 6th pattern on some fall trends that I'm seeing. So there you have it, guys. That are 5 fall trends that I have kind of been noticing as I've been doing my research and the Love Notions patterns you can use to recreate them. I hope you've enjoyed the inspiration this week, all things Love Notions a little bit, just to kind of get full bang for your buck in this sale as it goes on. Because again, she just does them 3 times a year. So it's a great time to stock up on some stuff that you may have missed out on, or just get your fall and winter sewing all sorted out so you've got your plans and all set and ready for hunkering down and getting some sewing done in colder months if you're in the northern hemisphere. Okay, guys, that is all I have for today. I hope you have enjoyed today's video. I'll be back on Sunday. What is Sunday? I'm not sure what Sunday is off the top of my head. And then again on Tuesday. I filmed out of order a little bit recently, so I can't remember now. Tuesday might be 10 fall looks to recreate, I think, because I have filmed that video, 10 fall looks that you could recreate. So we're just talking all things about fall capsule wardrobes right now here on the channel. So make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already so you don't miss out on any of the fun content. And I will see you guys again next time. I hope you have a wonderful Friday and a good weekend. Get some sewing in. Bye!